It's the HoopWise Podcast from New England Basketball Journal. A comprehensive look at the basketball landscape in New England, tracking prospects, recruiting, college, and more, with your hosts, Steve Hewitt and Ethan Fuller.
Happy MIAA basketball season, and welcome back to another episode of the HoopWise Podcast, part of New England Basketball Journal. I'm Ethan Fuller, joined by Steve Hewitt, as almost always. I believe last episode was our girls MIAA season preview with Trevor Haas, but we got Steve back.
Let Trevor take the spotlight.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of what's up, Trevors. A lot of good banter about that. And we are now taking
Trevor?
Yes.
What's up, Trevor?
Oh, we still got it. Thank you, producer Dave.
That's awesome.
Next up is MIAA Boys season preview, of course.
Let's go.
Really excited after you went through the winter last year. I know you got to see some really cool games, a lot of really cool crowd environments. I remember that was a big takeaway from you. So yeah, just generally, how psyched are you for a new winter, new slate?
Yeah. It should be fun. Like you said, last year was really fun with especially the state championships. There were a few thrillers there.
A couple crazy ones, yeah.
Remember, I don't know if you stuck around for that Norwell buzzer beater that sent it to overtime, and then they won and completed the perfect season. Did you leave early that day?
I went to right because that was after.
Yeah.
Was that Richard V. Wachusett? I don't remember.
Yeah.
But there was a game.
Maybe.
Oh wait, no, it was Norwell St. Mary's. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that wasn't insane.
Oh yeah,
game.
the Norwell Friday, girls and boys, but. That, and then obviously I think you stuck around for Newton North Franklin state championship Division I. That was electric. So 25-26 is a lot to live up to follow in those footsteps. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I think the thing I'm most excited about is maybe getting to some new gyms this year. I think, as I've written about in the off season, there's been a lot of turnover and change in MIAA boys between graduation and coaching retirements or coaching departures. Both the coaches in the D1 championship game are gone. CJ Neely stepped down from Franklin. Paul Connolly stepped down from Newton North, so new coaches there. D2, Malden Catholic graduated, obviously Matt Gaffney, and they lost some key guys, and
they're now in D1, yeah.
So. They're also and they're in D1 now. So a lot of change there. St. Mary's is up in D2 now, and a lot of change within divisions and everything. And then some other teams that are kind of emerging into the spotlight that we'll get into in this episode that are ready to make some noise this winter. So I'm excited to connect with some new coaches, get to some new gyms, check out some new kind of rivalry games that we'll get into in this episode as well, and it should be another fun season.
Yeah, that was similar. Trevor and I said that too. Is that like it's gonna look very not very different, but it's gonna look pretty different as far as like where we get to go, what kind of team styles we're getting to see, and I think that's gonna be really fun. And even as I've looked through your top 10 so far, like some of these teams are kind of new on the scene or like on the rise, and I think that's going to be really fun to break through. And before we get to that though, we are this is kind of our best chance to do a little bit of a general programming update for New England Basketball Journal. As you know, year 2 for us. We hyped it up in some of the NEPSAC episodes too, but there's a lot that we're adding, and that includes, if you've seen it online, we are dipping our toes into all 6 states now with coverage. As we've learned, there's a lot of really good basketball in all of the state association schools in New England, and like we find Division I commit. I mean, nationally ranked boy in Connecticut, or like some of the best girls teams are in New Hampshire, and so there's a lot of
some really good freshmen and sophomores in like Maine and Vermont. That people should know about. Maybe they don't get the love and attention that they should get. But we're going to give it to them. So we have enlisted
some support. A lot of these are people that either I've known, or we kind of, as we researched who would be a good fit for us to cover some of these states, just clear they have an understanding. So I want to give them a quick shout out. So if we go in counterclockwise, we'll start up in Maine.
Don't make it too hard on yourself.
So Maria Stefanidakis, she is a BC student right now, and she has done, you've probably seen her byline a little bit for us in the past. She's done some freelance work for us. She's going to be tapped in on Maine, which I'm really excited about. I think the Maine basketball community is awesome. And like Cooper Flag aside, they're very passionate about their hoops up in Maine. So I think Maria's going to do a really good job with that. As I mentioned, the girls scene in New Hampshire is awesome. The boys scene in New Hampshire is awesome. We got high major prospects in the New Hampshire public boys system. So Maddie Wasserman, shout out Globe Hawk. We both did that. And Matty Wasserman's going to be taking over New Hampshire for us. He's an awesome writer. He clearly, from when I've talked to him during the preview portion, like does his work and loves to talk to coaches. So I like Matty. Then Vermont, who I know you've been most in touch with, Adam O'Coin. He's going to be taking on the
UMass
Vermont
guy.
side. Yes, UMass guy, and he's well connected in Vermont too.
Oh,
so
big time. Yep.
I think
he's based there.
Yep, that'll be fun. Connecticut, again, great basketball scene on both the boys and girls side. Henry Dimprice, who's a Boston University student, shout out to you. And then Rhode Island is Cam Pellegrino, another UMass. UMass King. So
I did my best to recruit some UMass into the basketball journal pipeline here.
Yes,
a little too much BU.
Yeah. So we got like a lot of these, especially like I would say the majority, maybe Adam aside. I don't know how old Adam is, but like a lot of these are younger.
Yeah, he's younger.
He's younger too. So a lot of these are kind of younger. I don't know, names on the rise. So if you're just kind of interested in like seeing new faces in local sports journalism too, like definitely get these people on your radar. So
not to pat ourselves on the back, but I think we did a good job in getting the right people involved here, and they've done amazing work. If you go on basketballjournal.com, there's state previews for every state already up, and then we're gonna update that throughout the season, just like MIAA, which we're about to get into. Me and Ethan will continue doing Massachusetts right in our backyard, but yeah, follow along the other states. I think it'll be fun to tap into a new market. I think we talked a lot about last year, kind of being an exploration, kind of figuring out the scene and what would work. And yeah, we're ready to expand and keep on covering as much as we can in this region, because there's just so much. Every time we think we've covered everything, there's just a new school or a new league that we haven't tapped into. So we're always striving to cover every inch of basketball in this region. So this is another big step for us.
It's a fun level up, and we're not just evaluating talent in basketball. We're on the lookout for the writers too, and I think we got a really good group here. So with that being said, I think any other general notes? So again, for people who are, because our audience is growing pretty quickly, just to recap like how a lot of our winter works, we have the top 10s every week, especially MIAs will be every week. Others, I think the other states will run every other week, alternating boys and girls. We, along with that, we do the standouts of the week and stars of the week. So if you're a coach out there, this is MIAA, I will say, largely does a great job. So this might not necessarily be a message for you, but for the coaches in new states, or I will strongly subtext the NEPSAC coaches, like please send us accurate stats. It is helpful for you, because that is how we build these like stars of the week and standouts.
Yeah.
So
we want to highlight your people, highlight your kids.
Yeah. We want to highlight big games. We want to stay in the loop as players are developing. So like send us stats, send us game results. Then lastly, like I believe they'll all be out by the time these episodes go up, but the MIA surveys that we started running in the fall, they're really interesting. Especially some of the big picture really questions thoughtful. That we asked. I would definitely check those out as a last plug. In addition to a ton of our other preview content, I would definitely check those out on our site.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate the coaches who took the time to give really thoughtful answers to some of the questions that we asked. So a lot of really good stuff. I don't want to spoil any of the answers, but I mean, we have questions about should the championships come back to TD Garden, which a lot of people are strongly in favor of. No offense to Lowell. I think a lot of people want to see it back at the Garden. And then Catholic versus public, that's a big debate.
Yeah, we did ask that question. So I know all of you are on Twitter or X or in the comment sections of places, and everyone has the banter. We actually did ask the question. We asked a couple of related to public versus NEPSAC questions as well.
Yeah.
So
so subscribe and check out what people have to say. All the coaches are anonymous, so no one's named or anything, but which I think allowed them to speak a little more freely.
We got some good answers.
We got some fire quotes in there.
So I believe that kind of covers our housekeeping before we get into MI preview. So let's do this. Steve has gifted me his top 10. I'm going to kind of table set for him to talk about some of these teams. Again, as I'm looking through this, like a lot of these state champions and state finalists from last season are either not present or like lower. So there is a little bit of a shift this year. And so let's start right at the top.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Before we start, I just want to maybe set expectations for this episode. I'm not going to be able to get into every team and every player in MIA. There's far too much, and we want to keep this into like a decent time here.
Yep.
So it's gonna hit on the top teams, so who we expect to be the top teams, some sleepers, teams and players to watch. I guarantee you, there's going to be multiple teams, multiple players that I don't mention on this episode that when we come back for our state tournament preview in February, that we're going to be talking about those teams and players that I didn't talk about today. So don't take anything personally if you're not included. There's going to be names that, for whatever reason, I aren't on my radar yet, or maybe I just forgot to mention them in this episode. There's nothing personal or anything like that. And we're recording this in early December before the season starts. There's a lot to figure out. Tryouts are still going on, right?
Yep.
We're not going to know probably for a month some of these teams what they actually look like. So have some patience.
Yeah. Consider this. This is like a loose generating hype for some of the teams that we know you definitely should watch. And then I think it's always great by the time we get to the state tournament preview episodes, it's like, this is what we have learned along the way, and now we have an actual kind of roadmap for everything you should know going into the playoffs. That's always kind of how I've imagined it to work.
Yeah.
So let's do this. First team, and this is a team, again, that even I, as someone who covers the girls' side, like I know this team's going to be really good. I'm excited about them. I feel like they're a pretty clear number one at this point, and you can do all the talking about it. Central Catholic, 20-3 last season, made the Final Four. They have Javi Lopez coming back. Tell me about this. Tell me about this team.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, and I think a lot of coaches' opinions, we were doing the preseason coaches survey. I think this is the clear-cut number one going into the season. It's hard to argue. 7 players who started a game last year coming back. As you said, Javi Lopez, reigning Merrimack Valley Player of the Year, only returning member of our All-MIAA first team that we did last year. The others graduated or moved on to PG years, but he's likely going to become Central's all-time leading scorer this year.
Wow. Okay.
I think he's only like 200 points away, so barring injury, that's going to happen pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where to start with him. I do think it's cool, especially in this landscape of there's so much pressure for star players in MIAA to go to prep. Javi has kind of stayed true to himself, and he's a Lawrence kid. It's really important for him it was really important for him to kind of stay at Central and carve his own legacy, carve his own path, and chase a state championship. He's a high academic kid. He's in the National Honor Society. He's being pursued by D3, high academic D3s. Like, he's very easily could have gone prep like this year, any year. He's just so talented. The numbers speak for themselves, and what he's done for that program speak for themselves. But I think that's just kind of a cool thing. You don't really see that often anymore. As a kid staying 4 years at the same high school in the MIAA when there's so much pressure to kind of go elsewhere.
Yeah.
So kudos to him. Big year ahead. I don't even know where what's the next step for him. I asked Mark Dunham, the head coach, because he can just do everything. Like he can score, he can pass it. He's an everything kind of player. I know he's working on his body, kind of finishing through contact. I think that's kind of the next step for him is to push through some of the calls. The MVC is probably maybe the most physical conference in the MIAA, and I think maybe the next step for him will be kind of pushing through like contact and getting to the line, finishing his free throws, and finishing 3-point plays and things like that. But yeah, Central Catholic state championship, kind of for me, I think it's state championship or bust. I know that's all they're talking about. The leadership is elite with him and with Javi Lopez and Jeremiah Almanzar, another returning senior. Elkin Pena emerged as one of the best freshmen in the state last year. He's back. He has really emerged as kind of a consistent 3-point threat, which kind of opens it up for everybody else. Strong rebounder, inside presence. So I'm expecting another leap from him. And yeah, this group's kind of just battle tested. They've gone through so much the last few years. They fell to Franklin in the Final Four last year, who obviously went on to win the state championship. They know what it takes now. Mark Dunham, the head coach, talking about them getting into elite shape this year because it seemed like they kept it close. I think it was tied 39 all with Franklin going into the fourth quarter, or it was at least a close game. I don't know if I have the score correct, but they kind of just ran out of gas at the end. And I kind of liken it to Franklin, who also kind of had to go through some things to get to where they were last year. They obviously eventually won the state championship. The year before, they lost to Worcester North in another close game, kind of lost it at the end. And I think Central is kind of in that same situation. Just strong senior leadership, seniors and juniors. The leadership, Mark Dunham's talked about this being a player-led kind of team. I think that's really important because I think maybe his voice maybe can only carry so much weight. The players really need to kind of take ownership of what they're doing. And there's just like nothing that they haven't seen before. They've played in big games, big environments. Nothing's going to faze them going into this year. So it was just an easy pick for number one for me. Something that surprised me too when I was talking to Dunham, they got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Obviously, I mentioned Javi, reigning MVC Player of the Year, but no one else on their team had an all-league kind of recognition last year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which was a little surprising to hear because they went undefeated in the league, and obviously they were so good. They were in our top 5 all year. It's like it wasn't just the Javi show. Like they have really good players around him. And another thing I learned, they might feel a little slightly disrespected by the seeding in the Commonwealth Motors Christmas Classic. They're the number 2 seed to Beverly, which we'll get into soon.
Oh, yeah, we will get to that. Okay.
Which that surprised me too, because obviously I feel like Central's the best team coming back. So anytime you kind of mix in the talent of this team and now they feel a little disrespected, have a little chip on their shoulder, they have things to prove now, it could be a scary combination, I think, going in this year. So Central Catholic, easy number 1 choice for me. They got a really hard schedule. I'm really hoping to see them play Beverly in that Christmas Classic. They're the 1 and 2 seeds. That'll be really good if that can happen. Obviously, a lot has to go right there. They play at Hoop Ball against Bergen Catholic, which has a top 100 kid. That's a team from New Jersey. Wow. They play Brewster again. I think they have a relationship together. And they play in the Comcast tournament. So crazy schedule on top of the MVC, which is like arguably the hardest league in MIAA. So I'm really excited to see a lot of Central Catholic games this year. There's going to be some really good matchups, and that's not even like counting the state tournament, which I'm sure there's going to be some fun games in that too. So yeah, Central Catholic, my number 1.
It's cool. They're going to be, as you kind of mentioned, they're going to be motivated like throughout the year. I feel like sometimes it's kind of hard when like, obviously they feel like they have a shot at winning the state title and you're kind of just waiting to get to that point throughout the entire season. But the fact that they already have a mini goal and like a mini reason to be fired up with the Commonwealth Motors Classic is like, that's great. Like they can already like be working really hard for something in the first month. And then that kind of sets you up already for then you're going to have all the conference games that you'll obviously be motivated for. And then you got the state tournament after. So it's going to like,
and I think they're going to get everyone's best shot too throughout the season. Talking to Coach Dunham, that they're viewed as a lot of teams kind of Super Bowls just because they're a Catholic school in a public league. So I think there's always kind of a target on their back, even if they haven't won a state championship.
Yep.
And I think that'll help them in the long run going into the state tournament when they're going to have to bring their best to win Division I, because that's obviously a gauntlet to get through that. So, let's move on. This is a Central Catholic show.
We've hinted at Beverly a couple times already.
Yeah.
And even like I'm looking at your notes, like the fact that they have gone from 14-7, which is like solid, and then a loss in the round of 32, which is pretty uninspiring, and they're your number 2 ranked team.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of on the hype train with them.
A lot of buzz.
Jacob Klaus, obviously, like again, I believe not to tease your survey, he was like up there with Javi Lopez as like getting mentions for the best player in MIAA.
Yeah.
And so
not to reveal too much, but he was among coaches who participated in the survey, number 2 behind Javi.
Yeah. So much riding with Beverly right now. Yeah. What is the excitement about?
Yeah. A lot of buzz. They won all 3 of their kind of off-season tournaments. I can't remember off the top of my head which. I think they played in the Greater Lawrence one. There are a ton of these. I'm still trying to figure out what leagues are like the best ones, and maybe even how much to like put stock into those.
Yep.
But they won all 3, and I think that's where the buzz kind of started. And talking to head coach Matt Karakoutis, it's kind of been building towards this year the last few years. Like he was kind of looking into the future a little bit, maybe 2-3 years ago, being like, if everyone stays, obviously there's the prep school pressures, and you never know what your team's going to look like year to year. If everyone stays and kind of develops the right way, and the young guys come along, like 25, 26 is going to be the year we can really take a run for it. And it seems like they finally have the squad that can make a real run at it. Obviously, we talked about Jacob Class. They got a rotation that goes 8 deep. We'll start with Class. He was 24 points per game last year. He was on our all MIAA 13, one of the best scorers in the state. I think it was 6 30-point games, so he can really fill it up. But what I found interesting talking to Karakoutis is like, if Beverly's going to be the best version of themselves, his scoring average is probably going to have to go down this year. Because if they need him to score 30 a game, that's probably not good. Because he just has so much talent around him. And it can't be the Jacob Class show every night. Like they need to spread the wealth and everything, and they have the talent and the right pieces to kind of to do that. They brought in Don Torres from Bishop Fenwick, transfer. Kind of Karakoutis describes him as the ultimate glue guy. He just does everything, shoots it, scores it. Might be the best passer in the team.
Wow.
He came from kind of a losing. I don't want to say losing culture, but Bishop Fenwick wasn't great the last few years, and I think he's hungry to be part of a winning culture at Beverly. That's kind of one thing that he noticed during the summer and fall, kind of being around these guys. So he's a big-time addition for them. Danny Pierce, he's a returning all-star, kind of a swingman. He's a football quarterback. He had a big summer. Jack Ulrich, ultimate hustle guy. It was really funny talking to Karakoutis about him. Kind of talking about how we run it through a brick wall. He's kind of an energy guy, fires with the crowd, dives into the stands, kind of stuff. Like you need kind of those guys. Like, like the 8th guy off the bench is going to come in, and you're not going to have the right energy every night for 32 minutes every night. And you might need that kind of energy plug in there to throw him in and kind of change the game like that. Eli Landman Jr., Karakoutis was saying he had one of the biggest jumps in the offseason. He's now drawing some D3 interests. Physical guard, shoots and handles. He believes he'll be an all-star this year. And then there's Andrew Braganca Jr., Condi Panda, 6'7" sophomore.
Wow. Okay.
Ben Dowdy, who's a sniper from 3. So they believe they kind of have all the right pieces to make a serious run. And they weren't previously on my radar, but I heard from so many coaches when we were doing our survey and talking to other people, like Beverly's like legit. So I'm excited to see them. And again,
they're Division 1?
They're Division 1. Yeah.
Wow. That's going to be fun.
Really hoping in a few weeks for that Christmas motor. I don't want to root. I'm not going to be going there rooting for anyone, but it would be awesome to see that matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Central Catholic and Beverly.
That's awesome. That field is always really good, too.
Really good field. Really good field. And that's no disrespect to all the other teams in the field. It should be a really fun tournament.
All right. Yeah. So they kind of stand out in D1. We're going to get, most of these, although we got a D2 team here, I see. So,
yeah.
Let's hit the 3, 4, 5 next. So I see Bridgewater-Raynham. I know we got excited about them. And then Masconomet, I should say the whole name. Yeah. Masconomet at 4, Lowell at 5, another MVC team. Let's talk about these 3 and kind of why they can challenge, or I guess in Masco's case, in Division 2 win.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's try to, I don't want to feel like I'm going too long on maybe specific teams. I have a lot of notes. I have 2,000 notes in my Word document.
The detail is great here. Yes.
But no, BR is really obviously number 3, really good. They lost to eventual state champion Franklin last year in the Elite 8. I was at that game. They kept it close for a while, and then Franklin kind of just, as they do,
they were such a good team last year that
went to the next level. They bring back Kason Falk, one of the best players in the state, 6'5", might be the most up. I think, as far as what I saw last year, it might be the most athletic player in MIAA.
Wow. Okay.
Physical, downhill, overpowering, just so strong, big time scorer. Doug Alves, the coach, told me he thinks he's a triple-double threat every night.
Dang.
And at least a double-double threat. So he's back. He's really improved his jump shot, which I think it sounds like that's going to really open up things for them. They bring back Luke Terrell Jr., kind of underrated guard. They just have great positional size across the board. They're a good matchup. And I'm burying the lead a little bit, but I do have some breaking news that I want to share.
Yes,
exclusive to
you've
the
been
podcast.
telling me about this. Yes.
Aiden Pyers, former Catholic Memorial guard, really good freshman, and as a freshman and sophomore the last 2 years for them, has transferred to BR. So he's in the mix now there, big time scorer. I'm really excited to see what he can do alongside Fogg. I think that'll really open things up. That's a really good duo, scoring duo. So that's as far as I know, I don't think that's been reported. So Aiden Pyers to Bridgewater-Raynham.
As far as MIA transfers go, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen something like that before. So BR definitely will be in the mix again this year in D1. Moving down, you mentioned Masco. I got them at number 4. I think they're the D2 favorite. Some people might think otherwise. There are a lot of good teams in D2, but this is a team, they made the Final Four last year in head coach Jacob Morales' first year. That's hard to do.
Yep.
And obviously they had a lot of talent. They bring back at least 3 All-Stars, as far as I know. Jimmy Farrell, Jameson Vela. Actually, I don't think he was named an All-Star. I think that was the a little bit of a he was a little bit overlooked, but he was a double threat last year.
Okay.
Thomas Denton, Cal Weidman, all returning starters as far as I believe. But yeah, for them, expectation is a state championship. They know they kind of belong there now. They have an identity. Maybe took them a little bit to figure themselves out last year, but they made a real run in Division II. And as far as the teams that made the Final Four in Division II, I think they're the only team that's really bringing back what they're bringing back. So they're easy preseason favorite for me. Jimmy Farrell, 18.6 points per game, 6.1 assists, 2.6 steals. He's a kind of a two-way force. Morales, his coach, is telling me he could probably score 40 a game.
Dang. Okay.
Like he's just that good, but obviously that's not usually a winning formula when you have one guy scoring 40 a game. But he's 6'2", 200 pounds, dominates the game, gets above the rim, he can shoot it. He's a gym rat, he's a hard worker. Morales looking for a little more leadership this year. Maybe get on a D3 kind of radar. See where he can develop. Jameson Vela, we both saw him at the MIAA showcase. He was he was the best player on the court.
Yes, that was him. Wow.
Yeah, that was him.
Yes.
He's 6.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
6'5", 6'6", kind of a big guard forward hybrid, I would say. But Morales is telling me he doesn't think he's seen any more disrespect than what he got in terms of recognition in the NEC last year because he was not named all conference. I think there's a rule in the conference that you can only have 3 per team.
Yep.
Or something like that. And Vela was unfortunately kept off, but he was absolutely worthy. Double-double kind of player. Really good inside-out player. And you saw him.
Yeah.
He just dominates the game, and I think Morales is expecting big things from him this year again. And I mentioned Thomas Denton. He was a near double-double as a sophomore last year. They think when it's all said and done, that he might be the best player to ever walk through Masco, and
Denton.
we'll see where
Okay.
we'll see where his trajectory goes if he ends up going the prep route or whatever. But 6'6" junior forward, like I said, nearly averaged a double-double last year, plays above the rim, is good in the post, hits threes, high IQ kind of player. So excited to see him. And then Cal Weidman, like I mentioned before, he's going to Bentley as a football player. So he brings a lot of defense, a lot of toughness, physicality, brings the grit, is what Morales told me. So they got some really exciting pieces.
It sounds like a really tough team, which is cool.
And they also have a tough schedule. They're in the NEC. They're going to play Beverly twice. So I'm really looking forward to those games.
Yep.
When we were talking at the start of the show about going to some new gyms and new games, I haven't seen Beverly or Masco yet. I'm definitely planning on making a trip to one or both of those games.
Yeah,
during the
NEC,
regular
that's
season.
a good rivalry.
That'll be a fun game. They're in the Concast tournament too. They could potentially play Central Catholic at that. So a lot to look forward to in Masco. I'm excited to see them this year.
Yeah.
And then Lowell is my number 5 team. They did lose the star backcourt duo of Star Paolo Aparicio and Jason Kamau. That was like my favorite backcourt to watch last year.
Yep.
But they do bring back Colin Christensen, season experience kind of forward, plays football too, I believe. They bring back Julius Richardson, guard, and they added Aiden Waters as a transfer. So maybe I don't know if they have as much firepower as they do last year. We'll see when the ball tips off. But I just feel like Lowell always kind of they're one of those teams that they just find a way to reload. They'll find a new kid or someone else will emerge or develop into the next star there. So I feel pretty comfortable ranking them in that 5 range. So.
That's fair. I feel like the MVC just kind of keeps the standard so high with all the teams that
100%.
they're going to be solid.
Yeah.
And then we'll get through the back half of the top 10 here. We got Burlington, Springfield Central.
Yeah.
Springfield Central, always interesting. Attleboro, Newton North with the new coach, John McNamara, and Winchester, John Fleming, too. So
I really, I guess I'll kind of go quick on each of these teams. Burlington, I'm really excited about. They bring back, they advanced to the round of 16 last year in Division II. They were 15-7. They bring back 5 players that average at least 25 minutes from that team, led by star Matty Gray. He's kind of a 6'6" wing hybrid matchup nightmare. Some of the coaches voted him as the most underrated player.
In MIAA, that's a really good archetype to have. Okay.
So he's back. Justin Gray, I believe that's his brother. Cole Shannon, Leon Sakandi, Ryan Ellis, and then this might be my favorite little tidbit.
I knew you were excited about this.
They added Charlie Poehler, who I think he's from Sweden, but he's the nephew of Amy Poehler, the SNL actress.
Burlington legend.
Who also went to Burlington High back in the day. And the Poehlers grew up in Burlington. Amy went to Burlington High. Dad moved to Sweden. And grandparents still live in Burlington, I guess. Dad played at Burlington as well. Amy, so I guess his brother also, so this is before my time of covering MIAA, but his brother also played, Charlie's brother also played for Burlington 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was an all-league player then.
Okay.
And I guess Amy did come for a game.
That's cool. Okay, wow.
So don't be surprised if you go to a Burlington home game this season and you see Amy Poehler sitting in the stands, I guess.
That's fun.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah, little celebrity courtside. Okay.
Yeah, a little celebrity star, kind of like a Lakers game in a way. But yeah, Burlington, definitely a team to watch. Head coach Phil Connors has a really good group there. Springfield Central, we don't want to forget our Western Mass people. They made the Final Four last year.
Yeah. Another program. This is for boys and girls. They just find talent every single year. And you never really know what's going on, and then they just appear and are really good.
Yeah. And they definitely lost some talent from last year. Jabari Siffer and Unique Kiner, they were their top scorers, but they bring back Tahir Bey, which a few of the coaches also picked as the most underrated player in MIAA. He's just I don't know how to describe him. He's like a 6'5", bull, down low. He just dominates on the glass and inside, and he's got a little bit of a handle to him. I love watching him play. So he's back. Trevon Cameron, Zaire Brown, Springfield Central. They always have, dating back to my days. I used to cover like MIAA football back in the day, and they were always.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, I did some stuff for like ESPN Boston when I was in college.
Okay.
And I was at UMass, so they had me cover some Central games, and it's just I know
their football team is a juggernaut.
I know. I just know there's like just a level of talent that comes out of Central that year to year they're always gonna be good. So I feel good about ranking them early. Obviously, they don't get the same kind of schedule opportunities that maybe the Eastern Mass teams get. So
I feel like they play in Hoop Hall? I feel like they often do.
I think they do.
Okay.
I think they are in Hoop Hall.
So maybe that's a good chance.
Yeah. So they're my number 7. Yeah, I guess it'll be hard to gauge throughout the year how good they are based on who they're playing. But I mean, they proved it last year, Final Four. They beat Attleboro, which is my number 8 team, out of the Hockomock. They made it to the round of 8, Elite 8 last year, 20-5. Head coach Mark Hull has some really exciting pieces coming back, including his son, Connor Hull, the point guard, LaDanian Rodriguez, who was on our All-MIAA third team last year. Those are both starters. Isaiah Outland is back, expected to be one of their best defenders and rebounders. He's a leader, communicator. Rodriguez, super athletic, kind of in the same kind of mold as Case and Falk. And Connor Hull is just like a really, really reliable point guard. So I expect big things from Attleboro. They went through some hard games last year, playing in the Hockomock. They played Franklin twice. Came close against them. So I expect them to be in the mix in Division I for sure. And then we're going down number 9, Newton North. Don't sleep on them. I think it's hard to call Newton North a sleeper. I feel like just historically they're always one of the best teams. But obviously Paul Connolly gone. They bring in John McNamara, who's been with the program for 2 decades. He understands the standard. I talked to him earlier this summer about his transition. They're really excited with him. And they still bring back, they lost Tegan Swint from that state runner-up team last year.
Good.
He was awesome. He's off to Johns Hopkins. But they still bring back some of those players from that team. Matthias Sam, Jake Lyons, Bryson Mercedes, Julian Zakak were all part of that team and big contributors for that team. So I still expect them to be in the mix. Like that experience matters. And am I playing in those big games?
Definitely.
And, I think those players will step into bigger roles and be confident in that. And then Winchester's rounds out my top 10. John Fleming, who we know well, I like his team. Obviously, they lost Jack Charchathlon, who, side note, is off to an amazing start.
Yeah, you just watched him.
Off to an amazing start at Nobles. I'm sure they're obviously disappointed to lose him at Winchester. He was one of the best guards in the state last year. Alex Casey is also gone. He graduated. But they still have Dawson English, who's one of my picks as the best players in the state coming into this year. Carson Sarpong gives them some big-time size, 6'8", and I think he might be ready for a breakout winner. And then Harrison Burbine was kind of a 6 starter for them last year. Trusted ball handler, guy you can trust in crunch time, ready for a bigger role this year. He'll probably be obviously in the starting lineup this year for them. So still expecting like another strong year from Winchester in the Middlesex League.
Yeah.
Sounds like that rounds out my top 10.
There you go. Yeah, that was rapid fire. But all of them, it seems like, have great cases for just like being must watch. And it sounds like too, if you're picking conferences that you just want to go check out, NBC, that's pretty typical. NEC, Northeast Conference, you can have a lot of talent at the top 2 with Masco and Beverly. Middlesex League, you got 2 in your top 10. Hockomock is always very good, and you got Attleboro as a representative here. So it's a bunch of like.
And I know I didn't mention Franklin, and that was a hot topic last year. Franklin, I didn't think they were maybe as good as they were going to be last year.
Did you rank them to start the season?
I think I had them at like 7 or 8 to start the
year.
That's
better. I didn't have what Wachusett ranked, so okay. So you did better.
That makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah. But Mike Masso comes in to take over for CJ Neely, so I can't forget Franklin. But they just lost so much that I need to see I need to see what they have coming back.
No,
Caden Sullivan's gone. He's off to Endicott. He was amazing. I need to give him another shout out. That was like such an incredible run that he did to lead them to the state championship. And a few of the other guys from that team are gone. So I'm excited to see how they reload. Franklin always kind of finds a way to reload as well.
Yeah,
so
definitely. And I know, so now we got your sleepers list, and I know, again, we only have 10, and these are like 10 very obvious these seasons are going to be great. But then I think also, again, kind of similar to how I had talked about on the girls' side, there's a lot of programs that are either undergoing some turnover or are in new divisions or have new coaches, and it's exciting because there are a lot of breakout programs and just a lot of potential to see new names in the picture. And so, give me your sleeper teams. I see you have a handful here.
Yeah, I'll do kind of rapid fire again with some of these teams. And again, I'm probably gonna, like I said at the start of the show, I'm gonna miss on some of these, and there's gonna be teams I don't mention that probably deserve mentioning.
That's part of the fun.
Yeah. But we're gonna learn together as the season goes along, and feel free to yell at me in the comments and be like, "Hey, you gotta pay attention to this team." That's great.
That's helpful. That's helpful early. Yeah.
Start Lexington in D1. They return a lot from playoff team last year, including Charlie O'Brien. They'll be definitely another. They should be at least a playoff team and make some noise in D1. St. Mary's moves up from D2 from D3. They lost J.J. Martinez to Darrow. He's actually doing pretty well at Darrow from what I've seen.
Okay.
But they still have a lot of players back. Well, not back, but they have the pieces to be in the state title mix in D3 or D2. Sorry. New head coach Josh Kelty comes from Georgetown after leading them to the D4 title. Sounds like they added some impact transfers. So St. Mary's is always kind of larking in the mix anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like they're off to a good start with Kelty as the head coach. Pope Francis, want to give some more love to Western Mass.
Interesting. Okay.
They were the 3 seed in D2 last year. I think they're still kind of a little bit under the radar. Made the Elite 8. They bring back most of that team. Sam Brigham, 18.3 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists per game last season. Another underrated kind of kid that obviously Western Mass doesn't get the kind of attention that Eastern Mass kids get, but he should be talked about a little bit more. So Pope Francis, keep an eye on them. Mansfield, also in D2, senior heavy team, number 2 seed last year, made the Elite 8. They lost to Masco. Gabe McIntyre is back. Hornets should be in the mix again. Again, the senior heavy team coming out of the Hockomock. Tewksbury, they were a D2 team.
Oh, we got more year. MVC. Okay.
The MVC show.
This is kind of a new one, though. I haven't seen Tewksbury in the picture. In a while.
But they got some love in the coaches survey too. They dropped down to D3, but they should be in the mix. They were good in D2 last year. Johnny Sullivan, reigning MVC Small Player of the Year. They shoot a high percentage from 3. They're a strong defensive team. Share the ball finish. Couple of big transfers coming in. I don't know names off the top here, but Tewksbury, keep an eye on them in D3. I think they'll be in that championship picture there. Abington, also in D3, includes one of my favorite players, Kingston Maxwell. Might be the best scorer in the state. He was our all MIAA third team last season. I think he's 6'4", 6'5", super athletic. 22.5 points per game last year. Led them to the D3 quarters. He's back, along with Tyler Stady, who might be one of the best 3-point shooters in MIAA. I think he had 104.
Wow,
104 threes in the season.
That's crazy.
As a sophomore 2 years ago. And something in the 90s range the other years. But yeah,
that's incredible.
He's a high level shooter. So Abington, I think they were the 8th seed in D3 last year, and they bring back their star players. So they should be again in the mix there. D4, I'm a little less, and that's where everyone can kind of chime in. Let me know who I should be looking out for in D4. But I know Georgetown, defending champion, should still be kind of in that mix again. They kind of came out of nowhere. I think they were 6th seed. Yeah, maybe that's not totally out of nowhere, but normally expected 6th seed to win it all. But They bring back Brendan Lewin, who was huge in that state title game. He had 19 points. He was super clutch.
I did watch that game. He was really good.
Yeah. So he'll be back. Georgetown will be in the mix. And then Millbury, round of 16 last year, number 4 seed. They bring back pretty much their whole team. I think, what's one name? I had one name. Jaden Dalalu, who's played for Lambros Magic team, talented kid. Should be on people's radar. I think he was injured in the summer and fall, but a player to watch for sure.
Great
this season.
Okay.
For Millbury in D4.
Yeah, I see this segues great into kind of our final section of the preview, which is the sleeper players. I already see. I remember some of these names from the showcase. Tyler Caulfield was, I think, one of my favorite guys. But yeah, I'm not trying to. You can name all the players, but I see some names I recognize. So there is some good talent spread out beyond some of the teams we've mentioned.
Yeah, just a few names to keep on your radar throughout the season. Ryan Taku, freshman at Malden Catholic.
He was at the NERR showcase.
He was
good there.
Yep. Super athletic. I don't know. Should have got his size. He's tall.
Okay.
Malden Catholic, a little bit of turnover for them. Obviously, I think I mentioned they lost the Kamara brothers to Vermont Academy.
Yep.
Matt Gaffney is off the Navy.
Yep.
So a lot of turnover there, and they're up to D1 from D2. So we'll see what they look like going into this year. John Walsh always does a good job there, but Taku should make an immediate impact as a freshman. Super talented, super athletic kid. Marcus McGlure, sophomore for St. John's Prep. I saw him a little bit in the summer for Mass Rivals. He had a game. I don't know if I mentioned it on a pod, but he went for like 40 plus in a game.
You did at least mention this to me. I forget if it was on the pod, but yeah.
Me and Brad Feldman, friend of the pod, were there and saw him he went off there. So he's a name to watch. St. John's Prep. Jake Fortier for St. Mary's was awesome as a freshman last year. He was also at the NERR showcase, freshman sophomore showcase.
I do remember him. Okay.
He's a sophomore at St. Mary's. Really strong guard, shoots it, gets into the lane, kind of a fearless kind of kid. I like watching him play. Jakari Jenkins, junior from Catholic Memorial. I saw him a little bit this summer too. I think he played AU for Dana Barros Elite, if I'm not mistaken. There was one game I watched where he just went unconscious from 3. He was like pulling up from like half court.
Dang.
Like maybe that's I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but he was not missing.
Yeah.
That game, he just fills it up. Very exciting guard to watch for Catholic Memorial. I already mentioned Jameson Vela. I'm expecting big things from him at Masco. Justin Grimaldi, senior for Oliver Ames. Another really strong scorer. They made the Final Four last year, and he's back. Ethan Ellie, senior from Braintree. Braintree should be good in D1 too. I think should have wrote this down. They have a new head coach as well. But
he came out with Dave Wall from the Walpole Girls.
That's right. Yep. But Ethan Ellie's back. He's a strong guard. I think he was an all-conference guard last year. Who else? I mentioned Dalalu. Germain Francois from Woburn was put on my radar by a coach in our survey.
Okay.
Kind of a good big-time defender, intense defender, impacts winning in kind of maybe the margins.
Okay. Another Middlesex League team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep an eye on him. And then you mentioned Tyler Caulfield from Medford. He had a really good night at the MIAA Senior Showcase this summer that we went to. Strong floor general, can play on or off the ball, good instincts on defense. Another player to watch.
Great.
Tyler Caulfield from Medford.
Yeah. That's a good spread. I know, again, like
tried to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of those are like powers that even if they're, I don't know, perceived down years or like transition years, it's still like Catholic Memorial, for example, they always have talent, and Oliver Ames, kind of similar thing. St. John's Prep looks like they're kind of on the rise. I know, is it Corey Lowe who's?
Yep, Corey Lowe's at St. John's Prep now,
okay.
So excited to see them this year and what they can do in the Catholic Conference.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that kind of wraps up the preview portion. Any kind of larger big picture MIAA thoughts or anything else that we missed, or just excited?
Just excited. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
I think Central Catholic is, if you're asking me to predict on December 4th or whatever date we're recording this episode,
Yep.
I think pick Central Catholic to win it all, but so much can happen in the course of the next 3 months. Injuries and new players on the rise and programs that we're overlooking, that undoubtedly we're overlooking. There's definitely a team that I didn't mention today that will make me look stupid when March comes around, and I'm excited to be made look stupid, because that's the exciting part, is to kind of see who kind of comes out of the shadows and emerges as a contender. So
Oh yeah, I like being proven wrong.
Yeah.
In grain, like in small doses. So
yeah.
we'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think that's a pretty comprehensive preview for where we're at this point in the season. And yes, we have producer David Diaz on standby for Full Court Press, so we're ready.
Let's do it.
Full Court Press.
Welcome back to Full Court Press, where I lob questions the way of these two and see if they can complete the alley-oop. There's been a thirst.
I'm going to dunk on you today.
There's been a thirst for trivia. Usually it's only 3 questions, but these are rapid-fire questions, so this will be a best of 7 tete-a-tete, mano-a-mano between Steve and Ethan. We rewind to last year's NCAA tournament, and I have a list in front of me of all the participants. I'm going to cherry pick from them the name of the school. You just need to give me the nickname. So if I said Georgetown, you would say
Hoyas.
Okay, that was just a practice.
They didn't make the tournament, though.
I know. It was just a practice.
Cool.
All right. Sheesh. Raring to go, Hewitt. All right.
I've been talked a lot of trash so far, so the pressure's not on me.
Big shot. Let's see how we do here. We will start with you, Steve.
Okay.
Wisconsin.
Badgers.
That's correct. Ethan, Oregon.
Ducks.
That's correct as well. You know what? The dinging is going to get annoying. I'm not going to do it anymore. Steve, BYU.
Cougars.
That's correct. Ethan, Baylor.
Bears.
That's correct. Steve, Vanderbilt.
Commodores.
That's correct.
I wonder if we can get through all 64.
Well,
People are going to be turning off this pod.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
they might get a little harder now. Ethan, Akron.
Ooh.
They're the Zips.
Yes.
Zips is correct. Hewitt, Illinois.
Fighting Illini.
That's correct.
I couldn't pronounce that. I did. Yeah.
You don't know how to pronounce Fighting Illini?
When would I have heard it? I don't. Yeah.
Gonzaga, Ethan, to you.
Bulldogs.
That's
Or
correct.
Zags. I don't know. Yeah.
No.
We'll accept either. It's tied 4-4. To you, Steve, Xavier.
Musketeers.
That's correct.
That was a good one. I don't know. That would take me long.
And Ethan, St. John's.
Storm.
More information, please.
Red Storm.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Steve, Texas Tech.
Red Raiders.
That's right. Ethan, Maryland.
Terrapins.
Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 6. So we'll go to
Golden goal?
tiebreakers if we need to. I've got more. Steve, Tennessee.
Volunteers.
Ethan, Purdue.
Boilermakers.
Yeah, those are pretty easy. All right.
Got to dig into these mid majors.
Now I'm like on the back of the envelope here. Okay. So Steve, let's go Colorado State.
Rams.
That's correct.
Good one.
And Ethan, Montana.
Oh man, I have no idea.
Can I steal?
I didn't even know they were in the tournament. Dang.
Can I steal?
Yeah, go ahead.
Golden Grizzlies.
I don't know about the golden, but I'll take your word for it. So correct.
Are they wrong?
Wow.
Is that wrong?
No, you're right.
Just
Grizzlies.
Grizzlies? Okay.
Grizzlies.
Oh, it's just Grizzlies.
Yeah, it might be Golden Grizzlies.
Okay.
Wow. Montana. I didn't even know they were in the tournament. I wonder what their seed is.
All right, I'll give you one more chance, Ethan, since I didn't warn you. But you're down trail by 1. But we'll do one more round. If you can tie it up, you'll stay alive.
I appreciate it.
Let's go. Steve, Utah State.
Oh, I do
Aggies.
know this. Dang.
Did you say it?
Aggies.
Aggies is correct. That's right.
Well done.
And we'll play out the string here.
Okay.
Ethan, let's go. Missouri.
They're the I can envision their mascot. Are they just tigers?
That's right.
Okay.
So you both did very well. in this
Dang,
throwdown.
Well done. That was
as I like to say, in a way, you're both winners, but in a more accurate way, Hewitt is the winner.
As usual.
That was a master class. I can't even. Yeah, I gave it all I had. That was good.
Well, I was impressed about you. I thought I was going to stump you on maybe one or two of those first. I didn't go super easy. I mean, I didn't go like Duke, Alabama, Arizona.
Yeah.
But you guys know your mascots.
You'd have to go low major to really stump us, I think.
Yeah. Give me the Patriot League mascots next time. I got you.
Lower Mississippi Valley Tech. No, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, man. Good trivia.
Well done. Back to you guys.
I hate losing, but I do. The competitive juices are flowing now. Dang. Okay. Anything else, Steve, before we wrap this up?
I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. We're excited.
See you out on the courts.
Yeah. If you see our site, we are posting so much right now, and it only is going to turn up as we actually get to some games. So we're really excited for the season. Thank you so much for producer David Yaz, for Steve Hewitt. I'm Ethan Fuller. We'll see you out there.